Welcome to Nassau Community College Forum. This program explores our rich educational environment, including our dedicated faculty, administration, student clubs, and more than 70 fields of study, along with the students who make this college the largest single-campus community college in the state and is the first choice for one of every 4 college-bound high school graduates in Nassau County.
You are listening to a special broadcast of Nassau Community College Forum on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm your host, Zac Turkel. Along with me is Sarah Albertson and Bill Horan. And our special guest today is the president of Nassau Community College, Dr. W. Hubert Keen. Dr. Keen, welcome to the show.
Thanks very much. Pleased to be with you.
The reason we have Dr. Keen here is the Middle States Commission on Higher Education has granted Nassau Community College full compliance with regional standards of institutional accreditation. Upon determining soundness and compliance with its standards, the Commission reaffirmed NCC's accreditation.
Dr. Keen, I understand that you're the president of this college, and I would like to better understand what is your role as the president.
My role as the president? I'm basically both the educational and the organizational leader of the campus. We do have a chief academic officer, Dr. Collins. However, I consider myself to express leadership on all aspects of the operation of the college. And especially, I have a cabinet of 6 members who report to me, vice presidents and others, and they carry out their administrative roles. And then, obviously, there are deans and directors and other officials of the college who have leadership roles as well. But mine is to make sure that we give attention to the fulfillment of our mission and that we serve our mission well, which is to provide excellent programs and instruction for students.
Can you take us back 18 months and explain who the Middle States is and what they said about Nassau Community College?
Middle States Association is the accrediting agency for the college. Every institution that receives any kind of financial aid, especially from the federal government, must be accredited by a regional accreditor. And the Middle States is our region, and the college has been accredited by Middle States since its early years in the 1960s. What an accrediting agency does is to assure that your programs serve your mission, that you stay on task to be organized, to deliver to your students, and to fulfill your purposes, the purposes of the institution. So in the spring of 2016, the visiting team from the Middle States determined that the college did not fulfill all of the accrediting standards, which were 14 in number, and they identified 7 of those 14s for which the college needed to give more attention, and so therefore they placed us on probationary status until we had fulfilled those 7 accreditation standards.
President Keen, as I understand it, Nassau Community never lost their accreditation. There were some issues, but they were always accredited.
If we had lost their accreditation, it would have been a disaster with respect to financial aid, academic programs in every way. But no, we never lost the accreditation.
And why is the issue of accreditation so important, other than, the obvious, the status that it's accredited? But why do all schools want to be known as an accredited institution?
Well, it gives that imprimatur of quality because basically the accreditation is an endorsement of the quality of your institution. And so when a visiting team comes, they are peers from other colleges. Individuals on visiting teams are not permitted to be from the state of New York, nor from the state of the institution that's being evaluated. They're from other institutions, and they have been carefully chosen and trained by the Middle States Commission for their role as evaluators. And so it is a quality endorsement. It gives you confidence gives all confidence that you are fulfilling your mission and doing so with quality.
And so no state favoritism, huh? So you can't take them to a Yankee game or something or impress them or take them to a Nassau Community College football game. They have to be from another state.
That's correct. We always have a number of evaluators from New Jersey, and we could say we'd take them to the Giants game in New Jersey, but that wouldn't work as well.
Dr. Keen, what is the status of NCC's accreditation have been over the years, and especially during the last 2 years? You've mentioned exactly what the Middle States has qualified Nassau Community College, but could you go into more detail of what those 7 points are that Nassau has missed during its accreditation?
The college has consistently gained reaccreditation with every visit since its origin and since the first accreditation, which was in the 1960s. And so there have been some at times, and I know of only one, but I suspect maybe at other times, when an evaluation led to the requirement of a follow-up report, and indeed there was a follow-up report required in 2011. And so it's not unusual to have a follow-up report. In this case, I think it is probably the most serious of the follow-ups that have been required by an accrediting team and by the commission. So the 6 standards that we were required to fulfill, actually it was 7 to begin with, of which one was the 7th standard is on integrity. And so we passed that standard in the fall of 2016 by a visiting team that was here. But that team essentially recommended that we still had work to do on the other 6. So I would lump the other 6 into 2 categories, one of which is on leadership, governance, and administration. That's one of the categories, and that was 3 standards. And that was 2 standards, actually. And the other standards were on aspects of planning and academic program quality assurance. So those were basically the categories of the 6 standards that we have been working on since the summer of 2016.
You are listening to a special broadcast of Nassau Community College Forum on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm Zac Turkel. Along with me is Sarah Albertson and Bill Horan. And our guest today is the president of Nassau Community College, Dr. W. Hubert Keen.
President Keen, I remember I was reading Newsday, and it talked about NCC regarding its accreditation. And I was I didn't even start Nassau then. I was over the summer. And it was kind of unnerving, to be honest with you. You're starting at this institution, and, it's not, this article isn't a good reputation for Nassau. As a student, should I be worried?
You should not be worried, because even through this period of probationary status, the quality of the classroom instruction at Nassau has been excellent, as it has always been. So what I would say is that those aspects of the accreditation process, which led us to have to demonstrate in greater detail that we were undertaking leadership, governance, administration, and checking on the quality of academic programs, those things we needed to do, but they never spoke directly to the quality of the instruction that students were getting in the classroom. And so I would say there should have been no concern for anyone about coming into the college at any point in its history with respect to that. I do, however, understand that the publicity that you read could lead to some concern. Now that we have passed this major challenge of becoming accredited, what we are hoping is that the publicity now will accurately reflect the quality of the institution in all of its respects.
Dr. Keen, this must have been a really daunting task to come in and have this facing you. How did you attack this problem, and what was your plan to get the school off probation?
My first task was to learn the players of the institution with respect to the administrators who were here, the faculty leaders who were here, of the leaders of the academic senate, the leaders of the full-time faculty union and the adjunct faculty union, the deans, the department chairs. In other words, I needed to learn who all of these major players were and to bring them together in the common interests of assuring that we could provide evidence of our quality to the Middle States Commission. So that was the initial task, and I have to say that all of those individuals came together in an extremely effective way to address the issues that confronted us.
Essentially like a good team coach. You're laughing, but that seems what you've done for the school.
Well, perhaps it's true.
Would you consider the Yankees next?
Dr. Keen, did the Board of Trustees play a significant role in the work to address the probation issue? And what faculty members were involved specifically?
The board certainly did play a significant role, because one of the aspects of the Middle States Commission's charge to us was that we needed to bring the board to contributing in its proper role, and the board had been working to carry this out, but they did need a better coordination of their efforts with respect to the rest of the campus. They played a very important role, including putting us on a schedule and a task to get these things done and to carry out the tasks that were needed for it. So they meet monthly except for 1 month of the year, and actually 2 months of the year in July and August. And at each meeting I was reporting, we were reporting, they were getting reports from various faculty members as well, and they were then urging us to carry on with the work that we needed to do. It was important for them. And they also undertook a revision of their own bylaws. They undertook workshops with respect to board functioning. So it was important for them. And the faculty members involved in it were basically in the earliest stages, the Executive Committee of the Academic Senate, the Executive Committee of the NCC Full-Time Faculty Union, the leadership of the adjunct union, and also the academic department chairs. These were the faculty members who played the critical role in the early stages. But as the process unfolded, many faculty were involved on things like the Institutional Planning Committee, on other aspects of the college in terms of bringing together all of the documentation and also planning the actions that we needed, not just to demonstrate that we were planning, but that we were actually carrying out plans. So many faculty were involved.
You all kind of worked together as a team to kind of get this finished as soon as we try to get out of that hole.
Indeed, it would not have been effective to the point that we would have been removed from accreditation at this point if there had not been the kind of coalition of efforts on behalf of all of these individuals that would produce the result, which it did. And so, yes, they all had to come together. We all did come together.
Were you ever doubtful that this is not going to work?
The college had fallen into a situation with respect to a number of these standards that we were discussing, which led to discontent on the part of some of the constituencies, and also on behalf of a lack of capability to work together during some of the time before we were placed on the probation in the spring and summer of 2016. And so, yes, there were times of tension in some of the meetings that we had, and thing is that there will always be some differences of opinion between just individuals who are involved in these things. But when you take individuals who represent constituencies, then they express the concern of those constituencies. And so you could call that tension. But one of the ways that I look at it is that it is sort of creative tension when you're discussing the important things that you have to do. And so, yes, we dealt with some controversy, but I would say that it was never the kind of negative controversy that led to our not being able to do what we needed to do.
You're listening to a special broadcast of Nassau Community College Forum on the Voice of Nassau Community College.